We're always looking for those positive signs that things are getting back to normal. And here's one for you. Business starting to come back to the Buffalo Niagara Convention Center, which has been pretty much empty for the past year plus.
And you can see some crews. We're doing some work out there this morning. Our partners at Buffalo Business First report that there are 221 new bookings at the convention center over the next 3 years. That could bring about 500,000 people into Buffalo, and that, of course, a shot in the arm for the local economy.
And joining us live to talk about that is Patrick Kaler, President and CEO of Visit Buffalo Niagara, which runs the convention center. It's great to see you again, Patrick. Thanks for your time.
You as well. Thank you for having me.
It's good to have you here. And those 221 events, how does that compare with what we'd be seeing before the pandemic? And how is that going to stack up for the local economy?
Sure. Well, that's actually over the next 3 years and 1 quarter. So we'll be opening up the convention center at the end of September, beginning of October. And right now we have 31 events on the books for the rest of this year. But 2022 is looking like a very strong year for us on the convention side. Of course, we were pushing a lot of the things that were displaced from 2020 and early this year into 2022. And we have 96 pieces of business on the books that do equate to about $32 million in economic impact. In a normal year, our overall economic impact at the convention center would be $42 million. So you can see we're really not that far away. Also, U.S. Travel Association and Destinations International, through their marketing research firm, Tourism Economics, they are estimating that business travel, meetings and conventions really won't be back to 2019 levels until 2024. So we feel like we're on a really good track to get back to those levels by 2024.
Patrick, there's been a lot of talk and some speculation that maybe now that people have gotten used to virtual meetings and that sort of thing, that we'll see fewer big conventions and face-to-face meetings like this. Do you buy into that, or is that something that you're factoring in and seeing a challenge in trying to book things?
We are actually factoring that in, but we're also seeing from the national research that Buffalo, as a second or third tier city, is ripe for the meetings industry at this time, where they're looking at more regional type meetings in smaller destinations, that are proving themselves to be healthy and safe. We do have our GBAC certification at the convention center. We're also upgrading our technology system so that we can, satisfy the virtual hybrid type of meetings. But the overall sense is that the meetings industry will come back in full force. We'll be back to those larger meetings probably after 2024 and beyond.
Big question for you, Patrick, because about a month before everything shut down, approximately 1 million years ago, give or take, you were part of the big announcement that construction on a big new convention center could start in just a few years. Of course, nobody knew what was about to happen, but is that still a possibility for Buffalo, or is that something now that's going to get kicked way down the road?
Well, I wouldn't say way down the road, but it is still on the table at least. It's probably been pushed down to one end of the table for the time being. Of course, the county and the state, who would be the major funders for a new convention center, they have financial issues that they need to take care of in the immediate. The good news is that the Department of Public Works, in a meeting with the legislature a few weeks ago, said that having the most state-of-the-art facilities for the county is a priority. So we know that at some point this will be back on the table. In the meantime, the county is doing some investing into the facility. They're going to be doing some renovations of the lobby. That's why the building is still going to be closed until the end of September, because if we can take an advantage of anything from the pandemic, it is this time to go in and do some work in the building where we don't have to displace any other business at this time. Plus, they're looking at doing some work on the facade to make it a little bit modern, if you will. It's a very dated building. It's over almost 45 years old. And then, as you mentioned at the beginning of the story, that there is some streetscape work going on Franklin Street that's part of the city's entertainment district upgrades as well. So a lot of great projects coming to fruition right now that will impact the future of the convention center in this interim until we do get something new down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. Patrick Kaler, President and CEO of Visit Buffalo Niagara. It's great to see you. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, too.
And thanks everybody for watching tonight. We hope you have a great weekend as well.
Yeah, Monday, Erie County Executive Mark Poloncarz will be among our live guests, so send us your questions you might have for him on social media or email.